Hello friends, welcome to the second part of this video lecture where we are going to learn about the acidic radicals. We are going to learn about acidic radicals. Okay, these acidic radicals are also negatively charged radicals. Okay, they are negatively charged radicals because acid have tendency to accept the electrons. Okay, that's the reason why these are called as acidic radicals. Okay, now before learning this, we need to learn one important thing, that why the elements or the molecules have tendency to accept the electrons. Okay, for this we need to understand the tendency of non-metals. Basic radicals were mainly seen for the metals, acidic radicals will be mainly seen for the non-metals. Now what is the characteristic of non-metals to accept the electron? Why they accept the electron? To acquire nearest noble gas configuration. Fine. So before going ahead, I will take elements number 1 to 18 just to understand that which elements undergo acceptance of electrons. Okay, so first if I write over here, first one is hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. Okay, so now among this I will underline the noble gases, that is helium and neon. Rest of the elements have tendency to acquire nearest noble gas. Nearest, why I am speaking nearest noble gas is because in that case, say for example fluorine is there, so the nearest noble gas is neon, so it will try to acquire the configuration of neon. That means it will tend to accept the electrons. Over here lithium. Lithium we cannot compare with the neon. Why? Because the nearest noble gas to the lithium is what? Helium. So it will tend to lose the electron. So when I say these first three elements, 1, 2 and 3, they will try to acquire configuration of helium by losing the electron. Carbon is at the center. Okay, so it can acquire helium also, it can acquire that of neon also. So it has tendency to go for +4 and -4. Generally it forms the covalent bond, that we will learn later on. Okay, now if you see the nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine, they have tendency to acquire the configuration of neon. Same way when I move ahead over here, then I am having sodium, magnesium and aluminium. Then I am having silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon. Similar to this, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine, they will tend to acquire the configuration of argon, which is a normal gas. Okay, and these are the metals, these three are the metals, they will tend to acquire the normal configuration of the neon. Okay, like this, by donating the electron. Okay, so now if you see carefully, our focus will be only on the non-metals. So hydrogen we will be considering in metal as well as non-metal. So for hydrogen to get converted into helium, hydrogen is having atomic number 1, 2. So to acquire same number of electrons as that of helium, hydrogen will gain 1 electron. So when hydrogen gains 1 electron, it forms H minus. Okay, so this is the acidic radicals. Now if you see what is the charge, -1. -1 means what? It is monovalent. Similarly, if you see these two, fluorine and chlorine, okay, they are just one number or one electron away from the noble gas. So fluorine also acquires one electron and chlorine also acquires one electron, forming Cl minus. Okay, so these all are monovalent, and the same thing can be understood for rest of the elements of this particular group, that is halogen. Bromine also accept one electron to form Br minus, and iodine also accepts one electron to form I minus. Okay, So all this comes under the category of monovalent. Now if you see, focus on nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay, so nitrogen and phosphorus, nitrogen is having 7 and neon is having 10, phosphorus is having 15 and argon is having 18 atomic number. Okay, so for both of them to acquire nearest noble gas configuration, it has to accept 3 electrons each. Similarly, if we see of oxygen and sulfur, okay, so oxygen is having 8 electrons and neon is having 10, so the difference is of 2, so it will tend to acquire 2 electrons, while sulfur is having 16 and it has to acquire nearest noble gas configuration, that is of 18 of argon. Okay, so that is also having the difference of 2. So oxygen will acquire 2 electron, although it doesn't acquire like this. This is just for our understanding, and it will form a divalent. It will form a divalent. Similarly, sulfur will gain 2 electron and form S2 minus. It is also a divalent. All right. Similarly, now nitrogen will gain 3 electrons to form N minus 3, so it forms trivalent. And phosphorus also gains 3 electron to form P minus 3, so this is also a trivalent. Now understanding this will make our task very easy to memorize all these acidic radicals. Okay, so once you are clear that hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they will be monovalent, while oxygen, sulfur will be divalent, nitrogen, phosphorus will be trivalent. Now why they are divalent, why they are trivalent, they are odd concepts. Now it is clear to you. Okay, now the first rule. What is the first rule? The first rule says that when you are having the acidic radical of pure element means there is no combination of two elements or two atoms of different elements. It is the acidic radical of pure element. When we consider acidic radical of pure element will add prefix IDE to its name. Okay, sorry, this is not prefix, this is suffix. Suffix. So for example, here when I start H minus, okay, so this is called hydrogen. Now we will add IDE to its name, so it will be called as hydride. Okay, so similarly we are having the full halogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Okay, so they will also be same as fluoride, chloride, bromide and iodide. Similarly for divalent, I will be having O2 minus, S2 minus. Recently we saw. So this will be oxygen will convert into oxide, sulfur will be converted into sulfide. Okay, trivalent. In trivalent we saw what? P minus 3, phosphorus, so it will be called as phosphide. Okay, then we had one more, that is what? Nitrogen. So it should be nitrogen first, my mistake, but this will be called as nitride. Then for tetravalent we had carbon with minus 4, so carbon will convert into what? Carbide. All right, so we are it is easy for us to memorize like this when we will be adding suffix to the original name with its valency. Okay, so hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, oxygen, sulfur, phosphorus, nitrogen and carbon. This much we have to learn from first 18 elements, and only this much are considered in our right now in our syllabus for memorizing the acidic radicals. Alright, now we switch to the next rule. That is, now it will not be pure element, it will be element along with oxygen. Along with oxygen. Now in this case, when we have more number of oxygen, we will use the suffix as ATE, and when we will have less number of oxygen, we will use the suffix ITE. Okay, we'll use the suffix ATE and ITE. Here we need to note one thing, what? That is the charge on radical remains same. Charge on radical remains same. Now what I am trying to say by this, see carefully. See, we will start with one example, that is below sulfur. I will write down SO3 2 minus and SO4 2 minus. If you see, charge on both is same. See, 2 minus and 2 minus, both are having the same charge, but one is having more number of oxygen atom, one is having less number of oxygen atom. So this I will term as sulfite, and this I will term as sulfate. This I will term as sulfite and this I will term as sulfate. So we can easily differentiate sulfide, sulfite and sulfate. Is that clear? Okay. Now we will move with the next one. See, the next one I will take will be of phosphorus, say. So this I will be writing PO3 3 minus and PO4 3 minus. Okay, so this I will tell as phosphite and this I will term as phosphate. Okay, so we are having phosphite and phosphate. Is that clear? Okay, fine. Now let's move to the another acidic radical. I'll write over here, see, chlorine with oxygen. So I'll be writing over here ClO2 minus and ClO3 with the minus 1. Okay, same charge but number of oxygens are different. One is having more number of oxygen and another one is having less number of oxygen. So this will be chlorite and this will be chlorate. Alright. So now we'll have one more thing, that chlorite, if I reduce one more oxygen, this is ClO minus 1. If there is one less oxygen even than chlorite, then it will be termed with prefix as hypo. With one oxygen less than chlorite, so it will be called as hypo and I will write it as chlorite. Alright. And here when I am writing, I will be writing ClO4 with minus 1. Now that means what? One more oxygen than chlorate. So that with one more extra oxygen we will term as per. Prefix will be per. Perchlorate. Is that clear? I will be using, when there is one more oxygen, I will be using the term as per. Okay, so it will be written as perchlorate. Similarly with oxygen I can do, see, this is O2 minus. Okay, now in O2 minus if I add one more oxygen, it will form what? O2 2 minus. So this will be oxide and this will be termed as peroxide. So this will be termed as peroxide. So with one more oxygen atom, I will be using the prefix as per and it will be termed as peroxide. Now next, see, NO2 with minus 1 and NO3 with minus 1. NO2 with minus 1 and NO3 with minus 1. So this is having higher number of oxygen, so this will be termed as nitrate, and this is having less number of oxygen, so I will term this as nitrite. Alright, so this is nitrite and this is nitrate. Now we will say rule number 3. Okay, when H plus is added to any acidic radical, okay, its charge reduces by 1 and its charge reduces by 1 and prefix by or hydrogen is added. We need to add the prefix which we call it as bi or hydrogen. So we will take the examples. Okay. So while taking the example, I will take the examples of all this. So when I write over here hydrogen with sulfide, so I will write HS minus 1. So it will be called as either bisulfide or hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide. See, its charge is reduced by 1. That means from minus 2 it is now minus 1 because we have added what? H plus. So similarly, when I add H plus to SO3 to minus, so it is forming HSO3 minus 1. So this will be called as bisulfite or hydrogen sulfite. Same way, HSO4 minus 1. This will be termed as bisulfate or hydrogen sulfate. Okay. Similarly, we will have one more divalent I will take over here, that is CO3 2 minus. This is called as carbonate. This is called as carbonate. And when I write over here HCO3 minus, this is called as bicarbonate or hydrogen carbonate. Okay, so it will come under monovalent. It will come under the heading of monovalent. Why? Because the charge is reduced by 1 due to addition of H plus ion. Okay, now we will be having this hydrogen with oxygen, that is OH minus. OH minus with love, it is called as hydroxide. Not hydrogen oxide, we generally term it as hydroxide. Okay, fine. Now we will have few more divalents. Okay, we'll have few more divalents, and we need to understand this thing very carefully so that our task becomes very easy. Now next what I will be doing is, see, this is SO4 2 minus, we call it as sulfate. Now instead of this SO4, what I will do, I will reduce one oxygen and I will add one sulfur, because both are having same oxidation state. So when I reduce one oxygen and add one sulfur, it forms S2O3 with the charge 2 minus. It forms S2O3 with the charge 2 minus, and sulfur is called thia. In Latin it is called thia. So this is called as thiosulfate. It is sulfate only. The only change is that I am having one more sulfur and one less oxygen. It is same. So it is called as thiosulfate. Alright. Now we will learn few more negatively charged divalent acidic radical. Okay. So first I will take that of zinc and Pb. ZnO2 2 minus, and PbO2 2 minus. Zinc and lead, okay, both are having 2 oxygen with charge -2. Similarly, I will be having one more, Si and Sn. SiO3 2 minus and SnO3 2 minus. Okay, so it will be like this. So ZnO2 2 minus will be termed as zincate. Okay, because it is with oxygen, either ATE or ITE will be there. Okay, but if it is not variable, I will write as ATE only. So this will be zincate. PbO2 2 minus will be termed as plumbite. This is little bit change over here. It is not called as plumbate, it is called as plumbite. Underline this. Okay, then I am having SiO3 2 minus, this is silicate, and SnO3 2 minus is called stannate. Okay, silicate and stannate. Okay, fine. Few more divalent radicals. So till here we saw what? Here we saw, if you see carefully, ZnO2 with -2, PbO2 with -2, SiO3 with -2, SnO3 with -2. That means zinc with 2 oxygen, lead with 2 oxygen, silicon with 3, and tin with 3 oxygen. Now we will see with 4 oxygen. First I will write down MnO4 2 minus and CrO4 2 minus. Okay, so now 4 oxygen atoms are there. So this will be called manganate, and this will be called as chromate. Okay, so now another, brothers or sisters of this, MnO4, okay, MnO4, if I reduce one charge, that is I am forming MnO4 minus 1, MnO4 minus 1. So here with MnO4 minus 2 it is manganate, with MnO4 minus 1 it will be permanganate. The permanganate. Okay, oxygen are same, but it has reduced the charge by 1, so it will be called as permanganate. See, over here there is no hydrogen atom, no extra atoms, any other atoms, only there is reduction of charge, -2 -1. So -2 is manganate, -1 is permanganate. Alright, the reason and logical reason for this you will learn in higher standards. Okay, now we'll go with the next. CrO4 2 minus, MnO4 2 minus. Now I will double this. Double means Cr2O. Instead of 4, I should have 8. But instead of 8, if I write 7, then this charge might have doubled. That is -2. From -2, it might have converted to -4. But I have reduced one oxygen, so it will remain as -2. Okay, are you able to get my point? It should have been Cr2O8 with 4 minus. Okay, but it is not so. Instead of that, what we have done is we have reduced one oxygen atom and thereby reducing charge -2, because one oxygen carries -2 charge. So instead of this we will be using this. So dichromate is converted into now dichromate. Okay, the dimer of this, chromate to dichromate. Is that clear? Okay, till here everyone is clear. So now we will have the certain extra radicals which we need to mug, or which we need to memorize, and that can be, okay, now we need to memorize. Now next, MnO4 2 minus, below that I will write Cn minus, Cn with minus charge. This will be called as cyanide. This will be called as cyanide. Then we are having CH3 COO minus. This is called as acetate. This will be frequently used, so you will obviously remember the acetate ion very easily. Okay, now we are having trivalent acidic radicals. Okay, trivalent acidic radicals and tetravalent acidic radicals. So in trivalent acidic radical, I will take the next one as over here ASO3 3 minus and ASO4 3 minus. Now again I have taken this as the last because to remind you again that rule, with higher oxygen AT, with lower oxygen IT. So this will be arsenite and this will be arsenate. Okay, then we are having BO3 3 minus, boron with oxygen. So this will be termed as borate. Then we are having AlO3 3 minus, aluminate. Okay, aluminate. Fine. The aluminate is having one more kid, that is, this is AlO3 3 minus. Now the kid of aluminum will be AlO2. AlO2. Okay, so from 3 oxygen it has reduced to 2 oxygen, means 1 oxygen eliminated. If 1 oxygen eliminated, then it will carry what charge? -2. So from -3, -2 charge is eliminated, so the remaining charge is now -1. Okay, and this is called beta of aluminate, or for remembering, but it is actually termed as meta aluminate. Meta aluminate. Is that clear? So this is aluminate, this one, and this one is meta aluminate. Alright, with 1 oxygen less. Fine, now the last one. FeCN6 minus 4. This is termed as ferrocyanide. Okay, and this is your final list with -1 and -2. I hope you remember this. So this is the final list of your acidic radicals with -1, -2, -3 and -4. When you are learning this, make a single notebook and in that only write down the sequence. I am having scarcity of the length of the paper, as a result of which I have to write in 2 different papers. While when you note it down in a single paper, the task will be very easy for you to understand. I hope you like this video. Thank you very much.